look what I found. I've gone on to the Good Morning Britain page or YouTube channel. It's got 1.35 million subscribers, and this particular bit, which is just on for 8 minutes, comments are off. I wonder why. Why are the comments off? Look at that still there, look. This is her, look, trying to look. Oh, is that not... Did she used to have dark hair, this one? And she's gone all blondie. And yeah, that's Ed Balls. I remember him on Strictly. Anyway, so, as I say, this channel has got over 1 million subscribers. But this particular section has only had 1.9k views, which is not a great indication of the interest in this story. So here we go.
Died after going missing in Tenerife last summer, has stepped up her campaign for a new law to tackle online trolls.
Debbie Duncan is calling for Jay's Law to be introduced, which would stop grieving families from experiencing horrific abuse like she did. We're going to speak to Debbie in just a moment, and her local MP, Sarah Smith, who's backing her. Well,
there you go. See, they're all ready. Stop laughing. I just have to wait because the computer's going. So it's telling me, Jan, do not play too much of this. So I'm not going to. But I want to hear what she's having to say. Okay, are we ready, guys? Here we go.
Jay's mum, Debbie, and her local MP, Sarah, join us now. Good morning to you.
Morning.
Morning. Debbie, how are you doing? It was last June that you lost Jay.
Yeah.
Jan, do not say anything about the hair. Do not say anything about the hair.
And then, obviously, this horrific period of time where you were hoping he'd be found, and then he was found dead. How are you doing right now, more than a year on?
Well, we've heard all that, yeah. Okay, let's move on a bit. Right. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
More
yeah.
online.
There'll be something by this evening, most probably.
What have people been saying that's really got to you and that you haven't been able to just dismiss?
Well, obviously it started almost immediately, the conspiracies, you know, while we was over there in Tenerife before Jay was found.
What were the conspiracies? I want to hear what the conspiracies were that were... Yeah, all right. I see she's had her eyebrows done, guys. Okay, stop it.
That he'd been caught up in this, that and the other. And
explain. Don't just say there were conspiracies that he was caught up in this, that and the other. What? What exactly was he caught up in, Debbie? Come on.
I mean, obviously, we were getting phone calls daily. You know, we were thinking all sorts.
That's very vague. So she was getting phone calls all day, every day. What?
He'd been kidnapped, and I mean, they're saying that it was me that started the misinformation, but it wasn't really. But
what? Do you know what? This woman, she needs to stay off. Stay off the TV. Do not go on the camera. You're not doing yourself any favours. Jesus.
They'll just say it to keep their stories going, really.
It's really hard, isn't it? Because in those days...
Have we learned anything there? Nothing. We learned nothing. Once again, it's all vague. Vague, vague, vague. We're getting phone calls. They're getting phone calls and all these conspiracies. Tell us about them then. Who got your phone number? I'm sure that the creators that I know, none of them have got your private phone number. So who has got your phone number, Debbie? So let's hear if Ed is going to come up with a decent question. Here we go.
When he was missing, I remember us talking about it here every day on the programme.
No, you didn't talk about it every day on the programme. Stop lying.
It was important to get messages out there that he's missing and his picture, and for you and the family, with that hope that maybe he could be found.
Yeah.
The media at that point is on your side, and social media too. And I guess with that comes this nasty side, and that is what ends up continuing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, good questioning there. Yeah, I'm going to jump ahead. Alright, yeah, so he's just going along with the organised misinformation. Let's see. I tell you what, every time they say, what is it? Organised information, I'm going to have a sip of my drink. Alright. Here we go.
He saw the money racking up and decided to use that as a weapon to sort of hurt you with.
Yeah, well, I mean, the story at the time was it was all a set-up, and I was involved, and we were going to, you know, run away with this money, and Jay was going to appear. I wish that had been the case, really, that he was going to appear, but, you know.
Okay, who came out with that? Who actually said that she was going to run away with the money and Jay was going to appear? Who said that? I never said it. I don't think Dunk's ever said it. And I'm pretty sure that Wax didn't say it. But no, okay.
No, but yeah, that's still obviously used against us now. And obviously we'll be eternally grateful for all the help, the support.
But have you said thank you? Have you actually done one of your little videos where you sit there and just say, myself and my family want to thank you all of you who donated when we were in our lowest ebb, donated to help find my son. I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. How long did that take? Anyway, I'm wasting my breath.
But
it's an added trauma, isn't it? And
what I want you to notice, which I'm sure you will notice, is how we get absolutely nothing out of Debbie. Can you imagine having to interview her? I just can't imagine it, guys. It's insane.
Sort of a compounding trauma, Sarah, that at a time when you need every single person to rally round and support, people start to send you nastiness. And as I understand it, Debbie, it got really nasty. I mean, there were photoshopped images.
Oh, yeah.
Of Jay.
Of Jay. This is Jay's, you know, he's being held, he's being tortured, he had, you know, things tied around his neck, but obviously it were just photoshopped images. I know.
Who did that? I want to know who did that, because that's not very nice. But anyway, we're going to skip on because she's going to mumble and grumble all the way through here, and we never really get any information whatsoever. So let's hear what Sarah has to say about her new bestie. Here we go.
Tragic circumstances.
So these are people who move from
they are organised
tragedy to tragedy.
And they are tragedy trolls. They are moving tragedy to tragedy.
Oh, are we? We're going from one tragedy to one tragedy. Do you know, maybe that's what happens though on YouTube. You don't just stick with one case. Do you see what I mean, Sarah? You know, we may be covering Jay SLATER, but then we may also be covering another case. That doesn't mean that we are tragedy trolling. That's really hard to say that, guys. But anyway, you carry on, Sarah.
And then I've also started to have people come forward who might not have had the same kind of national profile that Debbie sadly had because of Jay's circumstances. So you've got, you know, the families of Nicola Bulley were awfully targeted and Madeleine McCann. But then I'm starting to hear about...
Oh, Nicola bullied. Well, do you know, I'm wasting my time, guys. But anyway, carry on.
About people that never had that same sort of profile, but they're being targeted at a local level and still being subject to this.
And Sarah Smith, you're the local MP. You're doing the right thing, which is you are kind of backing a local constituent in a time of need. But when you're having conversations about what could be done, are there things in law which can actually be changed to give protection from this kind of cruelty? I mean, what are the...
Yeah, good question. Good question, Ed. How's your dancing skills? They improved? Doubt that very much.
tangible things which could change to protect people like Debbie in the future?
Yeah, so I'm conscious here about getting into too much of the detail. There were some improvements brought forward in the Online Safety Act, but the thresholds within that are still very high around a number of things. The firstly is proving intent to cause harm and what the level...
Yes, good. All right, so she sounds like she knows what she's doing. All right, okay, carry on.
level of harm has to be. Now, as you can tell, there is absolute real harm being caused, not just to Debbie, but another one of my constituents. I thought I was going...
We're not interested in the other constituent. We're only interested in Debbie. So what harm has Debbie come to? That's what I want to know.
going to lose a second young man due to suicide because of the abuse he was faced in.
Right, well, we're not talking about that. We're talking about Debbie, all right? That choir boy next to you. I mean, the Debbie next to you. Okay. Okay, on we go.
And harm right now are quite hard to reach for the CPS to take any action. And we also know there's challenges with CPS actually
Oh, just get on with it. Stop waffling. Right, okay. Let's carry on.
those thresholds around that intent to cause harm. Also, the knowledge needed of whether what you're saying is true or untrue. So we had to wait until the inquest before we could factually state what had happened to Jay. And I think, again, we need to...
Do you know, though, Sarah, what was actually... Look at Debbie's face there. Anyway, I mustn't focus on that. Do we actually know what the inquest gave us? This woman hasn't got a bloody clue, guys, but anyway.
to look at some of that, and we're going to be working with Ofcom and with other MPs to understand the victims' experiences and go from there.
Debbie, what would you say? Because I can imagine on the other side of the argument, there's probably people watching who think it's just free speech.
Yeah.
Say what I like. It's online.
Well, you know, I mean, I'm not against free speech and everybody is entitled to have an opinion. But when the facts are there to carry on with the misinformation and the...
Misinformation? All right. Debbie, what are the facts? The facts are there and they're still carrying on with the misinformation. What facts, though? Come forward with the facts.
abuse and, you know, targeting not just me, you know, the people that they've brought into Jay's story that have nothing to do with Jay's story.
Who are they? Who's come in to Jay's story and they have nothing to do with Jay's story? Who is that?
You know, it needs to stop.
If people
She needs to stop that. Do you know what I mean? She reminds me of like a 3-year-old kid who's like trying to show that they're really... Just stop doing it. Anyway.
stood on her doorstep and shouted these things at her, the police would act. Yeah. If you, as journalists, tried to continue this story with no basis to what you're reporting,
then Ofcom would intervene. Yes,
that's where you're wrong, though, Sarah, lovely. There is basis for what people are reporting on. There's much more of a basis, a more likely basis than the cock and bull story that the documentary came out with. Remember that old glossy documentary where Jay was a little boy, you know, enjoying his birthday? May he rest in peace. So, yeah, I've got a feeling that Sarah could well be in trouble with her own laws, giving out the misinformation. You carry on, Debbie. I mean, what's her name? Sarah.
You're right. Debbie, thank you for being with us. I'm sorry for what you've...
All right, okay, so that is that then, yeah? All right, well, we learned absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. What a surprise. I've never known anyone be on the TV so much and give absolutely nothing away. What did we learn? We learned nothing. Anyway, I've gone way over. This is going to take me forever to do, but hey, never mind. How are you guys? Are you all right? Are you taking care of yourselves? I hope so. Yeah. Right, I'm out of here. I need to edit this. So we're sort of lolloping along, trying to get this petition. It's not going to happen. Stop wasting your time. And Debbie, just stay off the bloody screen, please. Stay off the screen. I'm looking at my phone to see if I've got any answers to my Twitter messages. And what a surprise, none. Okay, so I don't suppose Sarah's coming up. Come on, Sarah, be a big girl. Put your big girl knickers on and come and talk to me. I'll be very kind to you. I promise. I'll have you laughing. Even I can get Dunks to laugh. And he never laughs on his channel, but he comes on here and he's laughing away. Bless him. Anyway, you take care of yourselves out there. Keep warm. Yeah, anyway, that's that. Take care of yourselves out there because trust me, guys, it's a rotten old world. So until the next one, bye-bye for now.